Right, so good morning. We've got a new project that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing it over the next couple of weeks, to be fair. We've got one hell of a project coming up. So just to quickly show you what we're up against here. This is the pond. So this pond is approximately 25,000 litres, maybe more.
You mean 35,000? 50,000.
15.
50.
50,000 litres, this is 50,000 litres, with a bridge obviously in the centre.
6, yeah?
Yeah.
6, 4.5, nearly 4.5.
So 6 metres by 4.5 metres. How deep? 2 metres.
2 metres deep.
2 metres deep.
So
Obviously there's minimal water in here at the moment. It's minimal water. The simple reason is we've got to get all the... There's a filter, drum filter going in here. So this is a project and half, this is. But, catch you in a bit. Okay, so good afternoon. So I'm back at the customer's house today. And he's installed the filter. But it's going to have to come back out. And then we've got some problem solving to do. I'll show you what the problem solving is. So he's fitted the filter. Bearing in mind that's 2.1 filter into a 1.5 by 3 metre hole, and we've got to try and get all the pipework fitted in that gap. Now, this is why, and I'll say to customers time after time after time, if you're going to build the pond with the filter built first. That way you know where you are, because everybody goes and builds massive pond. They never think about the filtration. The filtration is the most important part of your pond. You know, it's as simple as that. So we've got to try and literally put a square peg into a round hole to make this work. And that's where the problem solving skills come in. So we're going to have some fun with this. So I've asked for the filters to be taken out, and then I make some modifications to the pipe work, and then take it from there. But that won't happen until tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you for now, for you to see what we're up against. Obviously the gentleman's Philippine thing. So absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'm going to show you something now. You can see all these. So within the grounds, of grapes hanging off the baskets. There's my mucker boy. So he's got to go in the hole tomorrow. And then there's yams, cucumbers, and that's the pond. So that's the pond. And then that is the filtration. That's the biggest filter you can get. So, and it's the biggest one for this hole. Tall order. See if we can do it. We've got nothing to lose, have we? So in for a penny, in for a pound. You know the old saying when I turn around and say, go big or go home? Next time you hear me say that in a hole that's smaller, punch me clean in the face. Catch you later. So good morning, hope you're all well. So this is the start of today's project. I'm going to show you on the whiteboard what the problems we've got is, and how we're going to try and resolve them. So what's going to happen today is the drum filter was fitted in the hole, so there's a picture of it up there now, which obviously it's going to be an incredibly tight fit. So the only gap we've got to the width of it is 300mm, but to the length of it we've got 900. We got just under a metre, so it's going to be tight. So what we're going to do, or what the plan is today, is, and I'll show you on the whiteboard now. So on the wall, the way that he's done it, so I'll just quickly show you this way. So on the wall he's got all his wastes, and what we're going to do is we're going to run the wastes across the wall to this space here to allow us 1 metre. What we're going to try and do though is, because of the way that we set them up, some of them are going to have to come round there like that, and then these will be secured to the wall. Now these are 2-inch, which is 50mm, give or take a little bit. So we've got to lose 50mm off that to allow us the space, which gives us then 250 mil. So you can appreciate that trying to fit all the piping in there with this in position is going to be very, very difficult. This gap here, there's a motor that sits there. And that motor is, I think it's 75 mil, which comes out. So we've got that gap around the back, and then obviously we've got all the piping. So if you can imagine the way he's got it, he's got 7 inlets, 3 outlets, a waste to empty the centre, and then obviously he's got waste from the drum. Now physically, the only way we can do it is we're going to cap these 3 off. So these 3 here will be capped off, and then that will allow us these 4. The pipes he's got designed are in at an angle as well. So when you look at this, in this corner, instead of having them out straight, he's actually got them this way like this. So we've got to try and get that in such a way that it'll come up there, which is, we'll probably end up using 45-degree angles to come onto there on 4-inch. But coming back to these, you'll appreciate that we can't physically get into that gap there, to be able to fit it. So we're going to do some jiggery pokery. So once we've got these returns fitted up on this wall, we're going to use 90 rubbers. So you'll have a 90 rubber. That'll be obviously like that. You'll have to excuse me drawings, but I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. And then what we'll do is, obviously you've got your Jubilee clip there, and you've got your Jubilee clip here. So what we're going to do is fit that to the 110. So we're going to install it on there, onto the 110 outlet, which will be one of those here. But then what we're going to try and do then is, in theory, run this one to that waste. So the only way we can physically do it, so we're going to imagine that this is going to be on the inside, it will be like that. And then that'll come out across the wall. That's the only way we're going to be able to physically do it. So you'll have that one come across that one, and then that one that'll come across there. You'll get the idea what I'm trying to do. So they'll all come this way together. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how we'll do it. They'll come down straight, and then hopefully we'll be able to connect them here at this point when they come round straight. That's what we want to try and do. Again, get them on the wall. So when you're looking at the wall, 4 inches will be coming across here as well. You'll have to excuse if my drawings are a little bit naff, but we're going to try and fit, like I said before, we're going to try and fit a square peg into a round hole. So I'll share a bit more when we get over there, but you can see what I'm going to do. It's a big project, and hopefully it'll be a lot of problem solving involved in it. So I'll catch you guys later. Right, so we're at the customer's house now, and straight away we found a problem. So there's obviously a leak somewhere. So there's a lot of water in here already. And he's got a sump pump in there, so we got to telling me there might be a leak somewhere, because we've had no rain in the last couple of days. So that's the first problem. And then we're going to try and work out what we're going to do with these pipes here. That's the next problem. But more importantly, we're going to work out how we're going to do them pipes. So I'm going to try and run these along this wall. It ain't going to be as simple as it sounds. But, you know, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, so I'll catch you guys later. Right, so we've been doing that for about 20 minutes, half an hour. I've got Brian now trying to do bits and pieces because I want to try and show him how to do everything. So he's marking this up now specifically, and the reason being is because we've created a work of art here to be able to get this to work. That one at the bottom is waste. So what we're doing is making sure that when we fit this other one on, which will come up here, like that there's virtually no gap in between them. I know that's on an angle, but I'll just, you know, just to do it. So what I want to do then is I want to create the waste that'll come straight back down and straight in. That's how we're going to do it. So as you can see, we've managed to get the 3 in so far. We've got them in as close as we possibly can. So bearing in mind, we couldn't really bring them in any closer because of the cabling that's underneath. So that's the only give room we've got, which gives us we had approximately 15 centimetres to work with. And if you look there, let's get my finger out of the way, you can see we're just under the 15, give or take a little bit. That one's just on the edge. The reason for 15 is because we've got a 100 that's going to have to come in for pipe work, which will be because we're going to run them downwards. But you can see we've got very little space at all. So that's where we are at the moment. So I'm going to get Brian to solve and weld this on, because hopefully he's going to be taking over from me in the not too distant future doing all these builds. You'll be able to do it, won't you?
Yeah.
No problem at all.
You're on the end of the phone.
I'm on the end of the phone, you're right, 100%. So, but say hi, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi.
So that's where we are at the moment. So we're going to get this in, and then we'll start working out some other problems. I'll catch you guys in a bit. What we're doing now is we're fitting in the final one. He's going to make sure it's nice and tight and runs a line. You got it perfect, yeah?
Yeah.
So what we've done is made sure that within reason we've got all those quite close. In fact, I'm going to be quite sad and say to you, that one's probably, I've got it against the wood here now, so it's probably about 2 mm out. But it gives us enough variation even down the sidewalk. It gives us room for manoeuvre. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but it does do exactly what we need it to do. And it's all down that one line. And we're still going to maintain, let's get a tape measure, still going to maintain the 15 centimetres. So we've still got the 15 cents. We're well within that. That's now currently sitting at 13, so that's in a good place. And that one there, that one's sitting under 15 as well. And so's that one. So that gives us the room for manoeuvre. So if anything, that's just tipping in just ever so slightly, but that's going to be for our waste anyway. Think of it as being a little bit on the rustic side, because that's the way we're going to do it. So, yep, catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've got all of the conventional joins in at the moment, and now what we're doing is we're going to convert from pressure to waste. The simple reason is, from a pressure point of view, pressure pipe and waste pipe and running water through it on a 2-inch pipe is negligible. So what we're going to do, obviously because everything here was pressure, so we've attached pressure pipes to bring it on. But we're going to put an insert in here and we're going to run 2-inch across the length of it. We're going to do the same with this one. We're going to run 2-inch. What I'm going to try and do now is see if I can possibly get away with a 2-inch S to come in tight against this wall. But we're going to have a look at that now. We're going to have a look at that now and see what I can come up with. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so we're about 4 hours in now. It's been hard work. It's been hard work so far. So what we managed to do, we're having to chobble them all out. So these basically having to be chobbled out just so we can get them to fit. And then there's a 90 on that one, and then a 90 sticking out, and then a 90 sticking out, and so on. We managed to get this piping in here. It don't look pretty, but it does exactly what it says on the tin. And then we've had to run a 1-inch right down the middle. And what he's done, whoever has installed them, has put the bloody 1-inch underneath the 4-inch pipe, which is making it almost impossible to do. And then to insult to injury, if you look there, there's another 2 inches down there, look as well. See down the bottom, there's that one there, and there's that one there. So, the bloke, excuse me language, the bloke that installed this didn't do the world's best job. But we'll keep carrying on, that's all we can do, just keep plodding on. Smile. Don't worry, be happy. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so currently we are 6 hours into this job. And we're coming across another problem, like we always do, same shit, different day. So, let me show you what we've got now. And this is another thing, a bit of learning for you, is whenever you go to order your parts, so if you're ordering a 4-inch 90, and you're going to order a piece of 4-inch 3 metre, always going from the same company, because there are 2 different types of 4-inch, believe it or not. There's an engineering 40 and there's a standard 40. I'll show you what I mean. So that's a standard 40, that's an engineering 40, and that engineering is, if you like, it's 4 inches plus an eighth of an inch, or 20 thou for anybody in. So what we're doing now is we're going to get a pipe in now. We're going to try and fit that. So I'll catch you in a minute. Right, so give you a bit of an update. So we're now, because obviously trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, we've got close. So we're just checking the edges now off the square. What we're going to do now is we're going to use these all the way across. That way it's going to give us flexibility of being able to get everything to fit. Because trust me, the way things are at the moment, it ain't going to fit. It's as simple as that. So at the moment, I'll show you. None at the moment, bro. So as you can see, we've got those fitted there now, although it's going to change. For the simple reason is the furthest one away still needs to be within 300. So it's got to fit within. These are going to be straight, or relatively straight, but we know where we are with them. We've had to modify the one to fit it, so we're in a better place. I don't like to think as bodging it. I think of creating a rustic effect is the most important way of doing it. Stop laughing, because it's not funny. But I'll catch you guys later. Right, I know a lot of people are saying, can you show us how to do it? As much as I'd like to, it's difficult to do it. I'll show you where we are now. So what I've done, or what we've done, all of these now are on, and they're on at a set angle to come that way. We put the end caps on there. There's a 4 to 2 on there because he wants the waist 2 inch, that has to be wide. So you got 4 to 2, and then what we're going to do then is put 4 to 2s on the back of that end. We'll get them on, and then we've just got to try and work out what we're going to do with this. Do you know I always say nice, easy, simple win? This one ain't been. So we're now 8 hours. 8 hours in. Yeah, that's perfect. 8 hours in, so I'll catch you guys later. So it's stupid o'clock and my phone's about to die. So I'll show you quickly where we are now. So now we've got all 4 slide valves in, but we've had to manipulate them in all different shapes and sizes to get them to all fit. And then we've got all this in now, all this is in place. All this is in place, ready for them to fit now. So we've got about another 20 minutes, half an hour, and then that's us done for today. So I'll catch you guys later. Okay, so good morning. So we're back today for day 2. Just a bit of a recap yesterday, so we managed to get all of the pipe work in that we thought. And then today was the day where we was going to get the filter back in. And you can see just how tight things were. So I'll show you what we're up against now. So filter's back in. And obviously appreciate it's a lot higher now. The reason why is because of the centre line for the water over there. I think that might be too high now, but we'll have to wait and see, because that looks a bit too high for me. And then we're going to try and get these pipes connected up. We've got to try and get that black pipe down there connected up, and the 3 in there as well. I could have done with this going back a little bit more, but as you can see that's the closest you can get it because of that. But yeah, let's see where we are with it today. So it is what it is. Okay, so we're probably 7 hours into day 2 now, and the rest part of it now is getting the main connections in. Brian's having to get in the hole now because I physically can't get in there, so I'm having to rely on Brian doing it. So we'll just show you what we've got now. So if you look now, we've just got one more to do this side, and then we've run all of the 4 inch down the back, right into the back of it. We've just got this much space, which we're going to try and get the slide valves into in a minute. Brian's nearly pulling his hair out because it's that stressful. So he's getting freaked out as well. So but we've just got that one to do now to get that one in, and then it's a case of doing the other bits and pieces on there later. And then we've got to get that bottom pipe in, get that one sorted, and then we've got to connect all these up. Same day, different shit. We'll talk to you later. Catch you in a bit. So we're currently about 9 hours in now into this, and we're still at it. So I've got to be honest with you, the pipe work we've had to do now it's good. When I say good, trying to get this into the hole, just have a look at it. We've literally got now everything where it needs to be there. Them pipes have got to be done, those are your returns, and then that is pretty much it. We've just got to get this final bit sorted here now, but you can see how busy that is down there. And that's taking the edges off the square to get it into the round hole, which got to put a little bit more off. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. So day 3, as you can see, different t-shirt now. So what we've done is all the pipes have been connected. We're now checking for the integrity of leaks, which we have got, and then we've got the pumps in, so I'll quickly show you where we are now. So pumps have been installed down there. All this piping now is in. We started to put water in here now to get the integrity, so we can sort out that connection over there. We're trying to sort out where the lines are going to be. So we're going to wait and see where we are with that. Roy's just tested the slide valves, they all work nice. The only thing we've got is one waste, just needs to be tightened up. So even the square peg in the round hole has gone in, so tick in the box. Catch you guys in a bit. Okay, apologies for not doing that much videoing. There was a lot of technical stuff that had to be done. So I'll just show you where we are now. T's in there now lined up, so I'll show you where we are. So 20, 30 and 20. 30 is going to the back of your shower. You've got your 3 air slide valves. You've got 3 pipes that go to it. They run all the way down there, that are connected down the back. All of the returns, all the way across, and then straight back to your pumps. And all we've got to do now is that waste over there, and it's done. Well, it's done from our side. So that's going to probably take about another, time is it now? So it's 5:25 now. So I reckon another 15-20 minutes. But it's been another day, so another day, another dollar. So I will do some summing up later. But you can see square peg into a round hole, 100%. Square peg into a round hole. Okay, so just a quick sum up. I'm also back now, I'm knackered. Just a quick sum up. So a few things for me that potentially could cause the customer a few issues down the line. One was the waste, and as you noticed right at the start when I turned around and said 4-inch onto a 2-inch, it was always going to create a bridge on it. So when the waste was flowing down, it was always going to hit that bridge and it's going to come away. And I've said it needs to come off. So, but that's down to the customer. But the thing is, his waste was designed to be 2-inch. So it's one of them. It's one of them. And there was no real way of being able to modify it. So I'm going to go back over in a couple of 3 weeks, reevaluate it, and then have a look at it, because it's going to take ages for him to get his media filtered anyway. It's 50,000 litre pond, but it's actually going to be included in that is now going to be the drum and everything else, which is probably about another, I don't know, a couple of thousand litres I would have thought. So 52,000 litres. So on the whole, it was a fantastic problem solving project, absolutely fantastic. And what it did, it showed that I've still got the problem solving skills, which I'm proud of, if that makes sense. And that, you know, that was, what's the old saying? You can take Land Rover out of the person, but you can't take the person out of the Land Rover, or the other way around. And it's true. So it is true. So you know, we got a square peg into a round hole. The amount of fittings that had to go into such a small space, I think even the best pipe fitter in the world wouldn't have got it any better than what we did. There was a lot of planning had to go into it to do it. For 100 pipes plus 4 2-inch pipes into a 300mm hole. So, and you could see how tight it was with that last metre. By the time we got them 4 bottom drains in on them side valves, you can see there was barely any space in there at all. And now the pumps are in there, that filter house now, there's no space in it at all. It is where it is. So you can appreciate there's been a lot of work. We've totted it up, and it's about 25 hours work we've put into it, solid. So, well, not 25 from start to finish, but a 10, an 11, and what we've done today, which I think was 5 hours, I think. So about 25 hours to get it done. Still a backer show that's got to be installed, and that'll be further down the line. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave you now to the last bit with me and Brian saying our goodbyes. So I'll catch you later. From me and him, because it's been an absolute pain, hasn't it?
It has that been.
So from me and him, be good, be nice to your family.
Stay safe.
We'll see you soon.